Am I deaf, hard of hearing, or hearing impaired? Hi, my name is Era Abraham and I'm the founder of Listening. For the longest time, I was describing myself as hearing impaired within the hearing community. Until I started to actively engage with the hearing loss community, I found out that the term hearing impaired was not exactly welcomed at all. So in order to fit in, I started to change how I describe my hearing loss and myself as hard of hearing. The most of people in the hearing world are unaware of the multiple identities and terms within the hearing loss community, unless through association. They rely on what they know from the media, and you see some organizations like hearing aid companies create the stereotypical norm of a hearing loss individual, which surprises people in the hearing world when others don't fit that norm. Sometimes we choose to describe ourselves through the people first approach, which means we are people who happen to have a hearing loss. We chose not to allow our disability to define us. However, some of us want to use our disability as our identity, as in we are hard of hearing. And this has caused quite a debate within the disability community. It seems like every minority group has multiple terms to describe their identity within their class. As an outsider, or even an insider for that matter, it can be very confusing. For example, when describing one gender, there are 64 different possible terms. Many generations before us used terms like male or female, heterosexual or homosexual. Now we have 64 different ways to accurately describe a gender. Can you name the 64 identities in a comment below without Googling? Well, the truth is that most of us probably can't name at all. And someone may agree that we should be aware of all the 64 identities for inclusivity. So why is our identity and how we describe ourselves so important to us? For this video, we're going to break down the root cause. As human beings, we are looking for a sense of belonging. Therefore, we desire to associate with a group of similar people on behaviors, beliefs, and interests. And these traits help us to associate and align people, place, and things to our identity. And there's nothing wrong with finding your own tribe and people who you can relate with. Our identity can be a signal to show to others how to treat us with respect. However, identity can be dangerous when it is designed to exclude people and disassociate people from connecting with other people outside of their own identity. When identity creates an us versus them, and that there is only one way to live, it's not a healthy practice and a way of living. And we often see that sometimes within the deaf community, especially those who believe sign language must be a first language or English oral communication must be a first language. There seem to be two camps in complete disagreement, almost to the point of excluding others for their choice and their way of living. And both are right and both are wrong. The many studies have shown sign language as being useful in early childhood development, yet there are benefits and global reach when you look into network or business development opportunities with or English communication later in life. So nothing is really black and white. And at the end of the day, your identity is your choice, not others to define who you are. So I'm a person with a hearing loss, I'm deaf, I'm hard of hearing, at my choice. So thank you for watching, and I'd love to hear how you describe your hearing loss in the comment below.